Right, ready to go?
Yeah, Dave's just beating himself up before we start. Slapping himself
What are you doing?
for shit.
Through the eye of a needle.
Is this your prep, is it?
Mm-hmm. Well, seeing as this is going to be the first one for iTunes, first one on the website, I thought, a bit of vocal warm-up.
Maybe I need to do that, Dan.
Yeah. Just to get our voices.
Just get any phrase and move your mouth sillily, and that's according to... Yeah, there you go, yeah.
Wow.
Dramatic warm-up, yeah.
Right. Ready now for...
Hungary exports uranium.
Yes. Yeah, nice.
That's right,
nice.
yeah.
Nice.
Or we could all just give each other a head and that'll warm our mouths.
Yeah, Tony, you've gone too far with the face and the things you're saying.
We could all warm up, of course, by laying some pipe.
Yeah, let's lay some pipe. So here is the first official...
Hello and welcome to episode number 42 of The Last 7. Weird.
Yeah, because it's definitely not the 42nd.
So no, we're on 51,
51,
Yeah.
if that's right.
Yeah.
But if
No,
you listen to...
This will be 50.
What?
No, we've done
No,
50.
we've done 50.
Yeah, but it's the 50th.
Oh yeah, because 17 is forever missing.
And 42 doesn't exist yet, does it?
That's right.
So really the 50th one was
Oh,
the
yeah,
49th.
that's a
So
good
this
point.
is the...
50th episode recorded, but
Yeah.
it's number 42.
yeah.
I think it's important to remember that some people will probably be listening to this as the first taste of The Last 7.
That's
and
the
we've
first thing I hear.
confused it so utterly
Yeah,
at
I
the
think
very
we-
beginning.
I think we introduced it perfectly.
Yeah. Episode number 42 that's being recorded 50th, but because 17 is missing, you've
Is
got to
that
obviously
not
dodge
actually
one back
50?
every single time.
So if you're into numbers, do stay tuned. In actual fact, we're a Newport, South Wales based podcast, and we're a not so philosophical wax regarding the last 7 days. I'm your host Dan Rowley, as always, more about me later. With me today, Kenneth Trainer,
Hello, everyone.
Antonio Romola,
Hello.
and Justin Cliff.
Oh yeah.
How's it going, chaps?
Yeah, good.
We've been a couple of weeks away. It's been nice. It's been a nice break.
Yeah, it's been alright, yeah.
You're happy to be back, though?
Yeah, oh yeah. Absolutely, mate.
If only you could see the faces.
I like the fact that in the intro you've extended the geography.
Yeah, of course, because, like I said, some people will be listening to this, I think, as their
You
first...
notice that?
their
Oh
first
yeah, of
taste of
course.
this.
I was like, what's he talking about?
There's
So I
a
was
Newport
wondering.
Isle of Wight. There's a Newport Rhode Island. Tone sounds pretty American.
There's a Newport on Tay.
There's a Newport on Tay. There's everywhere.
There's
Newport
other
Pagnell,
Newports in... Yeah, I was going to say,
Newport in
there's
Essex. Yeah.
other Newports in Wales.
There was a
isn't
Newport in
Yeah.
America as well, do you remember?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So good. You've
there?
done.
But we're not any of those.
Yeah, we're none of those.
We're not in any of those.
We're in South Wales.
South Wales,
Do
not
they-
New South Wales in Australia. South Wales, UK.
Do they have their own podcast?
Who?
People in these other Newports.
We don't know people from those
Yeah,
areas.
I
definitely.
imagine.
Do you know?
That's a big shout out because it's on iTunes. People will just be able to search and say podcast new, and we'd be able to do that. Newport podcast will type will come up, and then the rest of them will come up as well. Of a big collaborative thing, and the Newports of the world unite, and we'll take over China or
We
something
should-
less ambitious.
We should
Yeah.
we should arrange to be twinned with another thing.
Another Newport, isn't it?
No, not necessarily another Newport. I'm just
Newport's
thinking
already
of possibilities.
twinned with
Another
a little place in China.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah,
Mm.
Gyeonggi. That's the answer I gave on University Challenge yesterday, which turned out to be right. Ken was tamping yesterday because I spoke over a bonus round that was on books. And when it comes up to books, even on University Challenge, Ken is pretty shit up.
There was one round I remember once that you were, I think even you were quite impressed by this
Oh,
because it was famous literary journeys, and it was like it showed you a map of like America, say, and it would have like a line demonstrating the journey that someone had taken,
Right.
and it was like, what book is this?
Oh my god,
serious,
really?
man.
Yeah.
No, I was nearly with him on Tom Sawyer, I think. Was that one of them?
I can't remember what they all were. One of them was On the Road. That was like relatively simple. One was the first one was Heart of Darkness, so it's dead simple because it's going down into Africa, isn't it?
Right.
Ah.
I have no idea, Ken.
There's
I know the fucking
Oh no, I've not read anything.
line of a no.
Heart of Darkness is a novel by Joseph Conrad. It's the book that Apocalypse Now is based on.
Oh right,
Okay.
okay.
Apocalypse Now.
It's not a Vietnam story. Joseph Conrad.
So the guy who wrote that
previous
book
generation.
basically made Batman That's pretty good. Because if you think about it, he wrote that book, and then they made the film Apocalypse Now, which was based on the book, and Christian Bale starred in that film, and that launched him off on his career path, and in the end he ended up playing Batman. The universe works in mysterious ways.
What?
Christian Bale?
Yeah, I'm lost somewhere.
Why?
Because he's not in it, is he?
You
Christian
might be thinking
Heart
of
of
Empire of
Darkness,
the Sun,
Apocalypse.
perhaps. He's in as a younger person.
Yeah, you definitely are. Which is a J.G. Ballard novel.
Oh, well, there you go.
We are going to get
Well,
to...
it's a novel, man.
You said that like as if that's what he meant all along. That's where he was going with it.
What I was going to say is that we'll get to Ken's Literary Salon, a regular feature on the Last 7 podcast, and you'll
I don't think
hear...
I want to do it if you're going to take the piss out of me.
No, we're going to hear your extensive knowledge of motor books. What have you read this week?
I read the collection of Philip Ridley plays.
Oh, good work, mate.
On your recommendation from a little way back.
Sweet.
Way back when.
The show's on at the Riverfront soon, man. With
Which show?
Dark
Really?
Vanilla Jungle. Yeah, they're
Oh,
producing it,
amazing.
touring it. It's at the Riverfront fucking soon. Definitely.
That's the
same-
riverfront in Newport, South Wales.
That same
Yeah,
actor,
that's right. Yeah, the one in South Wales.
the same actor that you saw.
Yeah.
That same.
Yeah, actress. Yeah.
Oh,
Right, well, we have to
Actor,
go
yes.
then.
But you know, yeah, definitely. That'll be my highest recommendation probably for the next year. Or two.
Excellent. Reason
Fucking
why
right.
Ken's Literary Salon figures heavily is because you made a New Year's resolution, Ken.
I did, yeah. To read a minimum of one book every week
And you've nailed
this
that.
year.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've done all right with it because I there's a couple of weeks earlier in the year where I took some time off work and having nothing else to do. Yeah, smashed in a few. But yeah, every single week I've read at least one. And they're all sort of piling up against the wall.
It looks amazing. I wish.
Dude, why don't you time lapse it? Take photos of every single book that fucking start stacking up.
Good point. I still could. I just
Yeah,
stack them
yeah,
again.
that'll definitely happen.
You've definitely done them all.
Because I've written it in my diary as well, my work diary. I'm writing in on the page when I finish each book,
Amazing.
so I know the
right,
dates.
Yeah.
Because some stuff like
Never
when
think of doing that because I just finish a book and then do a lap of honour around the flat. Just going, 4 months.
Yeah.
Fucking new record.
Dude, I haven't read a whole book in years.
Really?
Fucking years. A whole book.
Hmm.
Come on.
No, the last one.
Like, I can't read a whole book. Some is the one that I've read the most of recently.
Aside from comics, it is
Well,
that Harry August book, Ken. The last one I read from start to finish, and that didn't take very long because it was amazing. Did you make any other New Year's resolutions?
No.
No? You did say you were going to do something else this year, though.
That's right. Boop boop. What's that?
The horn of the car you one day want to own.
One day.
One day, very soon, Justin. When I produced this bit of paper, it was given to me this morning.
Oh my god.
What?
Oh yeah.
Well
That's
done.
right.
Well done.
First episode, Ken passes his driving test.
Yeah, man.
Well then, dude, congrats.
Nailed it.
Trainer.
Thank you, Tom.
Woo woo.
That was actually today.
That was actually today, mate. 9:17 a.m.
Wow.
I was down there at 10 o'clock. He said you were passed. I'm gonna sound very
Motoristy.
overconfidence. I'm probably gonna sound like a bit of a dick, but I'm gonna say I think that those 3 minors are because he felt he had to put something down
Mm.
because they were 2 were for stalling
Oh right.
Right.
I didn't think you could get a minor for that.
exactly, and then the
Yeah,
third
no
one
problem.
was as we pulled into the test centre. It was on for steering, and I steered a bit wide and did a sort of swan
God.
neck. He said, "You should go right and then immediately right again."
This guy was desperate to give you some minors. He
It
just
must have
wanted
been.
to. You must just be a little bit of a
There's one 'cause you
heart
farted.
nut, and he just wants. To,
No, I must have been so close to being like, yeah, that was the perfect drive.
he didn't want to make you big-headed, man. He didn't want you to go out on the road and think, right, I've got
That's-
this. I am the best
you know
driver
what?
on the road right now. 'Cause
Yeah,
then
watch
you'd
your
have you'd be too
steering and
confident.
your stalling.
That's probably it. That's
probably
probably
what it is. They
a
don't want you to
solid
be too much
reason why they
confidence.
say even if it's the perfect drive, you've got to mark them down because you don't want anybody to think because people will think of that. Right. All right. So you're saying I'm indestructible on the road. Cool.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
First time, no minus.
Yeah.
Nobody could do it. There must be a rule,
Yeah.
man, against that sort of confidence.
Yeah, they don't want to put you out
Not ruled against
with the
confidence,
wrong
a rule-
sort of
Yeah.
mental sort of.
Rule against overconfidence, complacency.
I mean, I will
Yeah.
say that this was the 4th attempt, so you know,
Not bad,
I wasn't.
You know.
Oh, I beat you! Yeah, I got on my 3rd. Take that, you son of a bitch.
Ooh.
Oh, I'm going for second. I'm not going to aim too high.
Oh.
Yeah, I thought
You're
it
going
was
to have to
shit.
pass it first time then.
Oh
Dan.
yeah. Well,
No
there you
pressure.
go. That's the challenge.
yeah, big shout out, big thank you to Paul, my driving instructor.
Oh, nice one.
Soon
Nice
to be
one,
your
Paul.
driving instructor, I think.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Paid him the last money that I owed him today when he
Nice.
dropped me off at Asda, and gave him the business card for the podcast, which I hadn't told him about before, because I didn't really, I don't know, I was a bit uncertain. I didn't want him to.
No, definitely not. I don't give it to people at work willy-nilly, mate. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it depends on the person. And if he's going to listen to this before, I
No,
can't have
but
him
he's sound. No, you can, because he asked me why I'd waited, and I was like, well, I didn't really think, you know, if I got in the car for a lesson, he was like, oh, that was a funny cunt of the week segment that you did last week. I didn't know, but then he was just like, oh, fuck off. I've had, you know, all sorts in the car.
Yeah,
He's taught lap dancers to drive, he was telling me. So those conversations he says.
Not bad.
I don't know.
That's the thing, like, it just, the profession is
So
lap
it would-
dancer,
it would
but
be-
what's the...
It would be appropriate for them to
what's the
say, can I just give you a quick
Yeah, all the
dance?
work lap dancers. Were they lap dancing when you were teaching them to drive? Is that the thing? Or
No,
did
they were just talking about, I don't know. Well, let's face it, right? If you were a driving instructor and you were driving a lap dancer, it's perfect chance. You're like driving around, you like keep an eye on the road, oh, be careful. But do you know what I mean? You'd ask them about the job.
Yeah.
I've never sat down and spoken to a lap dancer and asked them about the job.
Oh yeah, what
I'm
is
not
it like to
interested.
gyrate your fanny in chaps in guys' faces and have like money shoved in your pants? How is that?
I don't think you'd ask that question.
I think I'd have a few genuine questions, just out of interest, you know, stuff like that.
It's
I'd
So
ask.
is that-
What would
is that-
they be? What would they be?
What would your question
Oh, I
be?
don't know. Like, does what's the line for you? Like, where at what point do you start getting a bit offended? You know, by sort of people watching you and stuff. Like, can they say something to offend you, or can they? Is there something they can do
No
whilst
bad
watching you
question.
No,
that
I
kind of
thought-
makes you
Brought it
think?
back, brought it
back.
That can
line.
make you think, fuck this, I'm going home. I'm finishing early, or I don't know, something like that.
Oh, nobody likes abuse.
It's
surely.
probably but it's probably the lack of freedom in that I don't think that a lot of people doing that job just say, fuck this, I'm going home. Some of them would, hopefully.
Or
Yeah.
maybe like, is this
Real
something
good
that
point,
you
mate.
hold back? Like, you're not that open about talking to sort of people about telling them what you do. You know, that's a genuine question.
Yeah.
I
Things
think
are
that there's
interesting.
someone that does that job and would be, would say like, yeah, I'm a lap dancer. I think you'd get some pretty interesting insight into it. If someone's coming, to say that and they tell you about it, and it's not, you wouldn't be the first person that ever shown interest in it. Just to clarify, bro, I wouldn't be interested in a sort of sleazy way. I just mean like I'd be interested in.
Do you give
the
blowies?
experience of. I'd be interested in the knowing about the
How much have
experience
you
of
got
that
to you to have a bit of
that job,
vagina later?
Oh Jesus! He does it. He's made it into an art form. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he
done
has, man.
it about half a dozen times in recent shows where Ken's been making quite an articulate point.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
just gone, "How best to shit on this?" I don't think it's done with any malice, but he's just like, "Nah, it's just too much. It's too much." You did it yourself, mate. You made a serious point a couple of shows
I
ago.
know,
You
yeah,
couldn't stand
it's
it.
true,
You just went like that. Yeah, and it's
He doesn't like it when you.
Of course
when
not, mate. You see, yeah. it was-
He does really acceptably lower the tone, which is just brilliant. Like,
It's my
Of course.
job.
Your point was that you felt that it would, if you were a woman, it would freak you out to be
That's
so
right.
penetrated.
Yeah.
And
That
that
was it.
that must really be freakish for women. And I had said, well, yeah, but that makes it all the more significant when a woman wants to have sex with you because it's about overcoming that. And you said, yeah, unless they were a slag. Because as Dad pointed out at the time, you couldn't stand to make a serious point.
Been away for 3 weeks, I think. So a lot of stuff's happened. Any highlights from the news? Like Kanye at
I
Glastonbury.
still don't know who won Wimbledon, and that was 2 days ago, and I've yet to watch it. And I have really avoided the information. I didn't buy newspapers. I haven't really been online looking at anything.
How was your Wimbs? Is it Ken? You're not a big fan of tennis.
No.
No, Wimbledon was torture for you.
It wasn't torture, really.
It was when you were in this part of the flat.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't that bad.
Sat down in my whites,
Yeah, I bet. Spinning a racket.
ball boy pose.
Yeah.
It's when he's watching cricket. That's when I really get offended. One, because I really can't stand cricket, but two, when he gets his cricket kit on and just rubs a cricket ball on his crotch.
Oh.
No, well, no,
Yeah.
the cricket ball. It's usually a tomato. Cheers, Tone.
Well, that's alright. Oh, is that what you're using them for?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
take the piss.
Is Tony
That-
giving you free tomatoes from the
I'm gonna
fruit
start
and veg
giving you
shop
the
he
cheap-
runs in his spare time?
I'm going to start giving you the cheap ones if that's what you're doing with them, mate. I ain't wasting the gourmet ones on you.
No, oh,
Dude,
no.
cricket fucking ruined me, man. It was fucking hell. Cardiff was fucking
When
hell.
did you play?
Did you go and see?
What the fuck did you just say, man? Fuck you.
Cricket?
When did I play?
Well,
I
you just
haven't
said
played
cricket
it.
ruined me. And
Yeah,
I just
mate.
had an image of you with like, all the cricket gear.
Oh,
I
I
just
see,
having
right.
loads of balls just
No,
whacked at
in
you.
I thought
Cardiff,
that-
over
I
the
thought you meant,
fucking,
yeah, you've
over
been-
the
you've been
Ashes,
playing
man.
cricket.
Oh,
Fuck
I'm
me.
sorry.
The worst
The first
possible
Ashes test
time.
that England won. Hurrah!
Yeah. I had to get a train to go to Newbury at 6 o'clock.
Mm.
And I couldn't get to the station because there was so many cricket fans because the cricket broke out and they were all going. And obviously most cricket fans are from the south. So they're all heading to like London and fucking Reading and all that lot.
Apart from all the guys from Yorkshire and
Yeah.
Lancashire and all those Durham, all those famous northerly cricketing counties.
Yeah. Alright, fair enough. I was going to a clown school, mate.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
You
there
cancelled your birthday party.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about this, that you'd arranged a birthday party and
And
then
then I had to
cancelled
cancel
it.
the birthday party.
You arranged it for yourself,
Yeah.
and then
I had to cancel it
Yeah,
myself.
Yeah, you could
But
well
at least-
imagine what I said, what I heard.
yeah, at least it was for a brilliant reason. At least it was for
Yeah.
something that couldn't be missed. And you went to London.
Newbury.
Oh right, I thought
Yeah.
it was. Oh right.
Yeah, Newbury. Yeah, man, it was fucking cool.
What were you doing?
It was all quite competitive, so they made you stand in a circle.
What was it? What was the place?
Oh, it's like a big warehouse unit. One of them,
What
It wasn't
the-
the gym, was
What
it?
what was the skill you were trying to?
Well, we all had. They gave us a little pack when we began, and it had like our bedding in it, bed rolls, and they also had like revolvers in there, like toy revolvers. We all assumed, and
Oh.
yeah, and then we're all made to stand in a circle.
Where were you at this point? What was the school or
So it was just like clown intensive weekend sort of thing in this
a
warehouse.
clown intensive weekend?
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I was after.
So yeah. So we all stand in a circle, and there's a light bulb in the middle of the room, and everyone starts loading their revolvers with these pretend bullets, and spinning them. And we've all got one in there, so it's like Russian roulette. We're all stood in a circle, and then we all pull our triggers, and if our bullet goes, it shoots the guy in front of us, and then the next round happens. You got to shoot when the light bulb turns on. And everyone starts improvising, like dying, and they're all dying, and I'm just carrying on with the game, and they're all improvising like clown deaths and stuff. And then they're all this like real sort of realistic theatre blood starts coming out of them. They give me a suitcase of 10 grand, and I just left.
I thought it sounded freaking weird.
Did you see Kanye West headline Glastonbury?
No.
I
No.
didn't.
I saw him singing Bohemian Rhapsody.
I didn't watch
Thank-
any of that.
Oh.
Thank goodness.
Was that at Glastonbury? He was
Yeah,
singing
yeah.
Bohemian Rhapsody?
That gave him. I gave him 15 minutes, so I didn't see Bohemian Rhapsody. What I saw was not very much. The lighting was really poor. His record skipped a couple of times. He's like a really terrible singer, quite a terrible performer, terrible showman. Nothing to it. Did hear him say that he was the greatest rock star in the world, but tuned out thankfully before Bohemian Rhapsody. The only good thing to come out of that.
Have you seen the clip now?
Yeah, of course.
Or,
yeah.
or a bit of it, like I've seen, because I couldn't watch it.
Yeah,
all. I just,
yeah, the clip of him singing and not being able to reach any notes and, asking the audience to sing. Trying to ingratiate himself with the British crowd by going, yeah, it's a
God.
classic, they'll love it. They'll love it if I butcher it. He's mates with like Beyonce and stuff, or somebody he could have just like flown in quickly with his millions of dollars and said, sing Bohemian Rhapsody, Beyonce, because they'll fucking love it. And people really would have. But anyway, he gives it a crack. The only good thing to come out of it is that it's now been spliced with some old footage of Freddie Mercury when he fails to hit a couple of notes and makes the audience sing. It's Freddie Mercury laughing, and then halfway it just kicks in with Freddie Mercury singing live, and I think it's Munich or Berlin. Yeah, it rocks. It was worth it for that. But yeah, what an absolute piece of shit Kanye West is.
Oh my god, I hate it when people try and do stuff like that. It takes the piss. It's insulting to all those amazing, create music.
It's like when
artists,
Michael Jackson did Come Together.
creators.
Yeah.
when they get it right, it's brilliant though.
Yeah,
If someone
it's true.
can pull it off.
How's he even got where he is?
I don't
Like-
know.
Ridiculous.
I've no idea, man. He's a fucking talent vacuum. Nomination for Cunt of the Week, definitely. That'll be his third time up. That will. Yeah, but I
it's
thought-
always, start off with the biggest cunt
Damn.
Bring your big cunts to the A game, mate. And Kanye West is a big old cunt.
I haven't got a worst thing of the week, but I've got another market fable.
Oh man,
Yeah. This one is actually something that happened to my mum in the market,
fantastic.
because I work with my mum. For listeners that are new to this podcast, I work in Newport Indoor Market at my brother's store currently, And
What's it
my
called?
mum works here as well.
What's it called?
Helps out. Love Fresh.
Love Fresh.
And
Love,
what can people
get
buy?
out there, mate.
What can people buy if they go down?
Oh, you can buy all sorts of fruit and veg. We've got a good exotic range.
Are you still trying to flog
Things
that
from all over the world.
that drum kit that you had?
I've still got it, yeah. I should probably get onto
Don't you
some.
sell bits of old, just like
Not at the
bits of
shop,
old,
no.
like
Oh.
old kettle?
You put an advert on this podcast for a stack of old Mojo magazines that you
Yeah,
had.
yeah.
20 quid.
No one got back
Yeah.
to me. No one got back to me on that, did they? Did
No
they get back to
shit.
you
Yeah,
about
but
it?
Did they
look, we're widening the
Yeah.
the reach of the podcast.
That's
mate.
fine. So already people know that you're a skinflint and that you work in the market. Go with your market fable.
Okay, yeah. So Market Fable. This was my mum now, right? She came back from the loos in the market, and she said she came and she was like looked really embarrassed, and she looked like just really disappointed in herself, right? And
That's
now
a
I have
very
to say
particular look,
before I
that
tell this story, I have to make sure I say that my mum is not racist in any way at all. Okay,
God,
this
oh
story
God.
could be
This story could
sort
be
of
cut,
could
maybe.
be
It's
But
fine, mate. We'll
thought of as
Go,
a bit
do it,
racist,
do
but
it,
was
tell me.
completely genuine. My mum, the way she told me this off the cuff,
completely
and
genuine.
I can understand. I can understand where she was coming from. With this,
Okay,
right?
so Antonio can understand this completely genuine statement.
No, because it could. Right, let me
Tell
just
us
tell
the story.
Right, she came back. She was like, "Oh my God, you'll never believe what just happened to me." What? What's that, mum? She was like, "Right, well, I went into the toilets. I didn't know that anyone was in there." She goes, I went in there, and usually I check to see if she normally checks to see if the cubicles are empty. She walked in and said that all 5 cubicle doors were open, so I didn't think anyone was in there. So I went in, and I went into one of the cubicles. On my way out, as I was opening the door,
this is your mum talking
Yeah.
now, right? Yeah, you're confusing me.
sorry, what?
Talking in voice again.
We're talking about.
Yeah, you talking
On
in
my
voice.
way out.
Yeah.
On my way out, I was I went to open the door, and all of a sudden I saw this little black thing come out, pop its head out from around the corner, and I thought it was this animal, but it was this little black girl.
Oh,
She goes, and I nearly screamed because I thought it was in on my own. And she goes, when I saw it from the corner of my eye, the first thing I thought was that a dog had got in there or something.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
She said, so I saw this girl looked at me, turned and looked at me. I nearly screamed. I had to stop myself from screaming and smiled at her because I thought maybe her mum was in there. I was pissed myself laughing when she told me. She was
Oh,
I
God.
just couldn't help it as soon as I saw it because I thought that no one was in there. It made me jump, and I thought it was it might have been an animal or something.
Amazing.
She said I just saw this little brown thing pop up.
Oh, maybe
It's
that's
not-
the cutting point.
Yeah, maybe. It's not bad. It's not racist. It's a mistake, is what it is.
Yeah.
So I
but
shouldn't worry
I
about
just
it.
thought it was really funny how she told it. to
You're
me.
damn straight. I love a market fable. Jay, good and bad stuff at all?
Yeah, something bad happened.
All right, man. Okay, that's fine. We're all friends here.
Something pretty bad, I think.
Yeah.
We're all friends listening as well.
So yesterday I was feeling a bit sick. Yeah, I started to feel a little bit hot and a bit shivery and stuff. So I thought, alright, I'm gonna go home. So got a lift home. Got home, and was really feeling really sick, like I was gonna throw up. And I got home, and the first thing I wanted to do was just run up the stairs, go to the bathroom, and throw up. But someone was in the shower, because I live with 4 other people. So I couldn't go to the shower, and Dav knew I wanted to be sick. So Dav got me this bucket, right? Like a plastic sort of box that you put files in and shit. Yeah, you know what I mean? The kind of plastic.
yeah,
with a
stackable
lid.
storage.
Yeah, stackable storage container.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he gave me this, and he's like, if you're gonna throw up, just throw up in that. You can take it to your room and just lie down on your bed. So I was in my room, and I was feeling really, really sick, and I did not want to use this thing to throw up in. I wanted to wait until the bathroom was free, and I kept walking up the corridor. Still in the bathroom, still showering. I could hear the shower in my room, the rattle it creates through that, and I was like, oh my god. And I thought, right, that's it, I'm going to throw up. So I got the fucking container, put it in the middle of the floor, and just as I thought it was going to come out of my mouth, it just started moving. It was my ass, right? So
I've had that.
really
I've
quickly though.
unequivocally had that. It is one of the worst and weirdest feelings ever because it feels like it's right in the middle.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
exactly where your stomach is at this
Dude,
point.
it's really strange. So I'd eaten, I don't know what I'd eaten, but it was bad. And so straight away I just, It's so humiliating. Mate.
I know, man. I know.
I'm
I know,
fucking
I know.
27 years old, and this happened to me. I fucking pulled my I don't know about telling this, mate. My mum might listen to this, man. She's pretty invasive on my social media
I know,
life.
mate,
like.
but you've started,
no.
so you should
Oh,
finish, man.
so
It's
yeah,
much-
so I
your
sat
mouth.
over it, did what I needed to do, which was the opposite of what I thought I was gonna do.
the opposite.
And dude, the smell
of
like
course,
was
mate.
insane. It was so thick. It filled the room. It felt like it was touching my face. It was so fucking honestly,
Oh.
mate. And
Physics being what they are, a lot of it was probably touching your face.
so this bucket is now full, and of course, after you've done a poo, what's the next thing you do?
Yeah, exactly.
You take a big old wee. So it was full of like
Oh, I was
wee,
gonna-
wee and poo, right? So I got a
The
big
most
shopping bag,
wonderful story.
put it in the shopping bag,
Yep.
waited for the bathroom to be free. No, I don't need to tell this, but
Yeah, of course.
tipped it out, hosed it down, left it in the garden,
Picturing it in
told
a bag.
everyone I had to tell. I told Dav, and Dav was like, "Yeah, mate. Today he went to me this morning. He goes, how you feeling?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm alright, cheers, mate." And he was like, "Yeah. You can throw that away." I was like, "Yeah, mate. I think that's best."
embarrassing.
What a true friend Dav is, man.
Mm.
Oh, for anybody listening,
Yeah,
Dav is, what are you saying, one of the people you live with, so you live with
Yeah.
4 people.
Yeah.
Cool. Know him from uni.
Yeah.
Top bloke.
Yeah.
Real top bloke.
Dude.
I got a phone call once, like, and the guy was like, "Oh, you do some videoing?" And I was like, "Yeah, some film work." He goes, "Oh yeah, we're doing the Queen's Jubilee or the Queen's Royal."
Yeah,
What
man,
is
the
it?
Jubilee. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's purple. I don't know. Fuck it.
Purple.
Yeah, I don't know. Is it purple?
Purple what?
I don't know the colour.
What did this man say to you?
Yeah. So anyway, he was like, "Do you want to
Like
come?
a
And, do you want to
diamond
come and
jubilee.
film?
Is that what
Do you want
you
to come and film the fate?" Like, and I was like, "Yeah, sure, that's great." Went to like a meeting, and she was like, "Oh yeah. So here we go. You go in, and it's the RAF base, and we're gonna have like a parade, and it's gonna be like this, and we want to film it from this angle and this angle, and we want you to catch the audience looking at it. And then when the Queen comes to the box, we want you to," and I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "What?" I was like, "The Queen's gonna be there." I was like, "What? I was like, "The Queen's gonna be
What
there."
was the
fucking-
fate, did you say?
It's the Jubilee. It was.
Oh,
in,
right, okay. You were in London at the time, were you?
No, RAF. It's in Shropshire.
Sorry.
The Diamond Jubilee.
Yeah, I don't know what the event was, man. But I got so fucking close to it. But they had bodyguards all around. They kept you back. They kept you at arm's length all the time, like that.
Amazing.
Kind of like pressed you back. But the amazing thing was, right, that there was people all around, like safeguarding. We were all counted as press. So we got to go into the press room as well and see the junket and stuff, and that was fucking amazing. And all the information they were willing to share and not willing to share, and then all the rules about how you can and cannot photograph and film the Queen and stuff. So you have to have 2 people, and I
Can't
wasn't
film a
actually
sort of
filming
Upskirt.
when I was there. I was stood behind. Fucking hell. Yeah, that was one of the rules actually. And no lying down on a skateboard. And,
Just a
scooting
quick,
your
just
way
a
in
quick
there.
shot. Just
Yeah,
pull
yeah.
yourself under the
But so I wasn't filming, but I was behind the guy I was with who was filming, and I had to walk and safeguard him around to make sure he was like, you know, so he filmed the whole time. Prince Philip wasn't anywhere to be seen. I turn around and he's fucking right next to me, just stood there, just watching it.
Amazing.
And I was like, look how much protection she's got. She's got like fucking 20 bodyguards, more than that probably, all people around the top balcony
She's
as
the
well.
Queen.
He's just there.
Watching
I couldn't
the
believe
screen
he
on
was
the
just
camera.
right next to me.
Dude, if somebody's going to take out, like, a nonagenarian, then
Did you speak to him?
No.
you're probably a bit Swedish looking for his taste anyway.
I probably would have been like, oh, alright, Phil.
Short name
hello.
terms, you.
Oh, did you see this?
Do you think you'd recognise him?
Yeah, no, I think I would, yeah. I
Yeah.
would. I probably wouldn't have done 5 years ago.
How are you doing with your embracing of modern culture anyway? As a 28-year-old man now, you've kind of eschewed modern culture for a long time. You're not interested in celebrities. There's nothing wrong with anything like that, man.
That's
You
what
don't like
I'm
sort of
saying.
modern bands and stuff. You said
I think we should just throw a few examples out. Modern culture, people, not obscure, and see if Tony knows who they are.
Okay.
Just ask Antonio.
Yeah,
I
it's
believe
Ask
it was
Antonio
called.
about modern culture.
Yeah, this is going to hurt my brain, but
Taylor Swift.
a woman.
No, okay, so you've nailed it down to 51%
Yeah.
of the world's population.
American
Yep.
TV presenter.
No.
Sportswoman.
No, you
That's
ruined
why
that.
he's gone with nominative determinism.
Yeah.
Runner,
Yeah.
perhaps.
Yeah, amazing. Of course.
No, sorry, don't know.
No,
Heard the name.
she makes
but
suits,
don't
mate.
know.
To be fair to you, Tom.
Swiftly. Go on.
To be fair to you, mate. I'm not totally. I know she's a pop star. She's a singer and stuff, isn't she?
Yeah, she is. Yeah.
But I don't know anything. I couldn't tell you one of her songs.
No.
I know nothing.
No, nor I. I'll be completely honest. I know who she is, but yeah, it's like I said, there's
Then
nothing
again,
wrong
I'm
with
an old man. I shouldn't know about things like this.
it. Yeah. Okay. Angela Merkel.
Nah, I don't know who that is.
I have no idea. I wouldn't even be able to guess the nationality of that one.
Angela Merkel.
German?
Chancellor Angela Merkel.
Deutsch.
Yep. Yes, German head of state, mate.
No, mate, you're above Browse
Yeah,
there.
wow.
No way,
I
no
mean,
way.
Come on, well, hang on a
No
minute.
way.
This is the sort of shit
You've
that
gone
you
above
and
the
Ken
second
know.
most intelligent
Justin don't know
person
that
in the
either.
room's Brown, mate.
Of course.
Dude,
Oh.
it's just anything past like 1995, I probably won't know. Because it's like whenever we talk about celebrities, the first names I always come up with are shit like Whoopi Goldberg and
Yeah.
bloody.
Not bad. Samantha Mumba, I
The
remember
people that you
famously
wanted
at
to
a word
take on a
association
mission to
game.
Mars were fantastic examples.
Yeah, that's right.
So, people can listen to that stuff. It exists.
Yeah.
In previous episodes, you can hear Tone's team that he'd want to take to Mars, and they were all really popular in 1995.
I think Sylvester Stallone was the handyman on the mission.
You were.
Yeah.
Dawn French was there to just mass produce children.
Awful.
It was wonderful.
I just want to say to our listeners that I'm very I kind of detach myself from these things. I don't know whether intentionally, but my problem is that I learn new things at this podcast every time I come. But the problem is I forget them straight away. Like within 2 days of being there, I've forgotten everything. So I knew a lot of things at some point, but they just go. So I've probably learned a lot in my life, but I just don't remember them.
You'll learn some
I'm in
more
like
stuff.
a little bubble. I get excited about new things I find out.
I
I
tell
get
you, when
really
you're
excited, really interested,
yeah.
and then just forget about them straight away.
and it's done you no harm. You're about to embark on your own business. It's your insight that makes this podcast brilliant, mate. It's when we let you be creative, when we're asking you questions. We've got an awesome question of tone coming up, my friend.
Beautiful.
Really, really good. And there's a little game to do beforehand. 2.
All the games you make me do are really hard though.
No, they're not. No, this one's good. No, it's a
Like
simple word association. I'll give you that much.
Oh,
for a heads
right,
up.
okay, that's not too bad. It's not
Yeah, of
too
course.
bad.
That
Are
guy.
you still
Few
getting
people do.
the Argus delivered?
No, because I didn't pay.
Of course you didn't.
I didn't pay for about 2 weeks worth of them,
Yeah.
and they just gave up coming.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they gave up.
Does
giving
it work on a donation basis like that?
I
or-
only
Not
read
a
the
donation
first.
basis. You got to pay for the paper.
Yeah, but they kept delivering them until he didn't for a while, and then he was like, oh, maybe he's not going to give us any more money anymore.
Yeah, it's fine. It's good service.
Out of the 12 papers I got,
12,
I only read the
wow.
first one.
What did you do with them?
Well, they're still in the house piling up.
What have
You only
done with-
read one of
Yeah,
them.
because it happened to me by accident. The guy came to my door.
You read it by accident.
No.
Is that what happened?
No, I didn't know I was paying for it. I thought it was gonna be for free. The guy came to my door and told me how they're trying to get they're trying to up the sales on the Argus. They're trying to get more people interested in the Argus. So I misunderstood and thought he was saying we're gonna give people
Yeah,
some
we didn't bring
free
this up at the
newspapers to their
time.
door to
But
get
there's
them.
nothing in what you said that indicated that it would be free at all.
No.
So we're getting more people interested in the Argos. We're going to deliver it. Free, you say? Definitely not.
No, because
What
I
did he-
spent all that time talking to him about it. When he ended up saying to me, when he ended up finishing the conversation by saying, "Okay, so we're okay to collect the money on Saturday," I felt like I couldn't say anything then. At that point, I couldn't say, "Oh, sorry, is it? Do I have to pay? Do I?" I had to just
What?
go,
Because
"Okay,
you
yeah, I
would have
see
looked like a
that."
fucking
But
moron.
this is what's stupid. They asked me what time I'd be in on a Saturday for them to collect the money. I told them anytime after 5. Yeah. They never came after 5. They were coming before, and that's why they never got any money off me. But in a way, that's a blessing in disguise because it meant that because I wasn't reading them anyway, so it meant that I got away with not paying in the end.
But what I meant
Plus,
was,
free
mate,
paper.
I think
none of this is what I meant. The fact that you got delivered 12 newspapers and you read one. Why do you only read the first one? Is it shit paper?
I do think that they should maybe they should start a new kind of newspaper where it's just like news from your street. So every morning you get like this little paper, and it's just like keeps you updated with like what's going on with the
Very,
neighbours
very,
and
very
stuff.
local news.
Yeah.
TV
So
station
you need
perhaps.
an
Like anything that's happened on that,
Print,
anything that's happened on the, yeah, but it comes like just once a week. Anything that's happened on that road during the week. Did a woman get mugged on the street? Did a man fall over when he was walking to the newsagent?
Who's
And
reporting
like,
on
had
all
to
this?
go to A&E?
Who's trawling through the CCTV
Did a
to
dog
write this paper?
get escape out the front door and nearly get run over by a car? I don't
Why
know.
would you want to know that stuff? Why would you want to know that stuff? Why is that anything?
Can we put you down for that next week? You report what's going on in the street.
Yeah. Okay. It'd probably be really boring, but I'll.
Oh, we already assumed
I'm
that.
gonna do that. I'll start. I keep notes. I'm gonna have to sit in my living window now all week, just looking
Okay.
out, waiting for something to happen, or just sit on
Well,
my front wall.
It might be worth it, mate.
On your
Right.
front what?
I'll have to sit on my front wall. The front wall of my house.
Wall, right?
Yeah.
We said your front moor. I was like, how much have you changed the house? Yeah, we got a moor
If
put
nothing's
in and
happened.
a ravine just down there, and
I might have to start knocking on some neighbours' doors if nothing's happening, just to,
Yeah.
just to see if I can get
Do
something
it
to
then.
happen.
Do it.
how bad is this business plan?
It's like,
On a scale of 1 to 10, it doesn't even register in the positive numbers.
Hi.
Fucking.
It's brilliant.
good evening, I'm your
Oh,
neighbour.
God.
I'm doing this thing at the moment where I'm just seeing
I know
if
you
there's
are.
anything
You've
exciting
sat on
on the
that
street.
wall
I
all
haven't
morning.
seen anything, but have you seen anything that I could potentially, log in my book,
Get off my doorstep, you nosy prick. I thought of something when we were off, when we weren't doing it, and that's that I think I've made like a huge error, like in every single show that we've done, forever. Say this week in history, or cunt of the week or whatever, and it should be last week in history. It's called the last 7. It should be cunt of last week.
Oh, mate.
And hero of last week, and do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Wow.
of course it should, because you put it out.
What a mistake.
What a
to
massive
only just-
boner that no one noticed. Well, do you know what? This is the first one. It's all new things, new
Yeah.
blossomings.
Wow.
The last 7. So, do you want to know what happened last week in history?
Yeah.
Alright.
We're in this last week.
Wow,
in
that
history.
has blown my mind a bit.
Well, let's get the fuck back there then.
Why are the sirens in that tune that we just heard?
War sirens.
Yeah. Oh, right. Okay.
Air raid sirens.
Yeah,
Right.
sirens. What they call trumpets of
Right.
I told
Jericho.
you about this. You need to mix it up a little bit because that's not the only thing that happened in history.
Yeah, but it's like
Yeah.
it's historical.
It's
the
what
piece of music is called a
everyone
journey
uses.
through
I know.
history. Yeah.
I expect to hear other things as well.
What?
I
Romans?
said I would use the theme tune for the Big
Yeah,
Bang
like
Theory.
some swords
but
clanging,
Egyptians.
some like the sound of someone
the
getting
sound of
beheaded.
Egyptians. Do me the sound of an Egyptian, Tone.
Oh, I have no idea what
The
Egyptian
sound of someone
sound
being beheaded, you said.
Yeah, so you just hear like the guillotine, the
Do it.
guillotine
Do the
thing.
noise.
Do some noises and I'll use them. I promise.
No, please, let it drop. Hey!
I didn't know there was gonna be a fucking character development. Let it drop.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, so we've just heard the last introduction tune, which was the original.
Yeah.
So should we now hear the tune with that mixed into it?
Most definitely, you're gonna have to do a couple more sound effects though, mate.
Yeah,
for it to
yeah.
merge into one
Nice.
thing.
Cut
Right,
that
so if you
and
could
then
just
do
do, yeah. If you could just do maybe the sound of, oh god.
Start right at the beginning, mate. Do caveman.
Oh, yeah.
The first communication between man.
Yeah. A caveman discovering fire and telling his mates.
Yeah.
Fire!
Amazing.
Beautiful.
So embarrassing. Why am I doing this?
And now if you would favour us with a countdown and then like a rocket ship taking off.
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
He's going to space.
This is fucking wonderful.
Yeah.
Bravo, bravo!
Oh, dude.
I think that'll do.
So yeah. So now we can hear the new tune because we just heard. Well, maybe a while ago now we heard the old tune, the original that we've used for all these years. Now let's hear that all mixed into the tune.
Yeah, we're gonna have to splice it together. Hopefully our laughter in the background won't be too horrendous. So let's get the fuck back there then.
No, please!
And drop!
3, 2, 1.
This week, in fact, today, Ken, you share the day you passed your driving test with Bastille Day, of course.
Ah.
I don't even know what Bastille Day is.
Because last week, in 1789, the Bastille fortress prison was stormed. So during the French Revolution, some talks with the king fell through. People think that the storming of the Bastille, because it was a prison, was to release political prisoners and to poor people or dissidents that had been thrown in jail. But it wasn't. There were only 7 prisoners held there. They escaped. Nobody of any sort of political importance, but it was to get gunpowder and it was to get ammunition because they knew that sort of the army was going to try and fuck them up.
Yeah.
So it commemorates that. On the celebration of Bastille Day, last week in 2002, Jacques Chirac survives an assassination attempt. I'd not heard of this before I looked it up today. Lone gunman carrying a rifle in a guitar case, just in the crowd. Shot on the motorcade. Only shot once, just the once, and he was wrestled to the ground by the crowd.
Whoa.
Not the police, the crowd. Nailed it. Yeah.
Where was he?
He was driving through Paris. It was a Bastille Day celebration.
Right.
So yeah, I had no idea. We've covered a lot of assassination attempts in this.
Yeah.
I think they're quite interesting. Sort of
Especially Tones.
Yeah.
Mine was the best.
In preparation for the website, we've had to look at pictures and had to go through a few old episodes, and it's been joyous. Not to sound too fucking solipsistic, but it's been great. Especially Your Perfect Murder, which I won't spoil for anybody who wants to listen back. What episode number was it, Ken?
23.
Number 23. There you go. That's the only sort of direct plug we'll give you.
Yeah.
And yeah, fuck it. Go to the end if you like. Listen to the whole way through. It's a cracker. But Tone's Perfect Murder is the best thing I've ever heard, like, spoken in English.
Yeah.
So we're grand with that.
Yeah, I think it's about 57, 58 minutes in.
And of course, last week in 1969, more recent than I would have thought, although I didn't know any of this existed. Last week in 1969, the US $500, $1,000, $5,000, and $10,000 bills are removed from currency. So there was a point up until 1969 that you could walk around with 10 grand on a bill in your pocket. Normally used for internal business transactions. Right. Yeah, people often used to show off, rolls of ridiculous amounts of money.
Yeah.
A roll of $100 bills is something to behold, because somebody can hold easily $5 grand in their pocket, no problem with $100 bills.
Yeah.
But yeah, $10,000 bill.
On one note, bloody hell. That's not. I wouldn't like that sort of the pressure of knowing that I've got that amount on one note like that.
You
that
take
sort
it
of,
straight down to Santander.
you just be so worried about misplacing that one note.
Yeah.
Too much money, like.
How would you make sure that you didn't misplace it?
Staple it to my face.
Open advert for a Swift mugger.
Gaffer it around
Taylor
my eyes.
Swift, notorious
so keep
highway
an eye
girl.
on it, like.
You've had the opportunity on this podcast to run your own country, to go into space, to try and repopulate another planet.
All wasted opportunities.
Yeah, but we thought there'd be something to kind of bring it in, but still give you, essentially ultimate power if used correctly. Are you sitting comfortably, buddy?
I am. I'm sitting very comfortably.
Excellent. It's time for a regular feature. My favourite. A question of tone. We did say he was going to start off with a bit of word association, didn't we?
Ah, yes.
You want to take this one, Ken?
You know how it works, don't you?
Yeah, I've just got the first word that comes to my head, which is related to a word you say, right?
It doesn't have to be the first word, just say the first
Yeah.
things. Tell me what you think about these things, okay?
How fast is this going to happen, Ken? You just
No, you set the pace.
Oh.
So if I say life,
Yeah, the first thing I thought of was like something coming out of an egg.
Nice.
Something hatching.
okay.
But then that thing was, for some reason, was a lizard. It came out and then it had wings as well and it just flew away. It's really weird.
So you're just left with an eggshell.
I think it almost looked like the cover of Life. I think that's where I got it from. The cover of the Life documentary, like box set. It's like got like a lizard on the front.
Oh,
of it. I don't know where the egg
Amber
came
stuff.
from.
Life on
Yeah,
Earth.
I don't know where the where the egg came from though, and the wings.
On an episode of The Simpsons.
That's a demonic reaction to life, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I just thought of an egg and a dragon.
Okay.
He's channeled Derek Okora for the evening.
Yeah.
The universe.
Just massive black space with loads of floating balls in it and things that sparkle and burn.
That'll do it.
Hours and beyond. Universes beyond
Ooh.
hours.
Oh, hours. Right. Sorry, I thought you meant hours, like with a
Yeah.
H on the front of it.
It would take hours.
And I
Yeah.
think when I
To
think
look
of
at the whole
universe,
thing.
I think of coldness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's so vast. And I imagine the more of a vast space you're in, open space, the colder you feel, because you're not tucked into anything.
You know where the centre of the universe
winds.
is?
Centre of the universe, yeah, just really warm, right in the centre of what we're stood on right now. Really deep down there.
Yeah?
Centre of the universe, did you say? The centre of the...
So it's the centre of the universe.
Oh, shit. Oh,
There's a guy
was
in
I right?
America. No, yeah, pretty
Centre of
pretty
the
well,
earth. I was thinking of the core of the earth.
No, pretty much. It depends on how you view space and time, really, because the centre of the universe could be exactly where you are right now.
The
So
universe
centre of your
revolves around
universe,
us,
the way you
so-
experience it. There's
Yeah.
a guy in America who claimed that his town in like Utah or something was the centre of the universe. Nobody had ever done it
I like
before.
that.
They were like, "Yeah, we can't stop you from doing that." Physicists giving it up. Fuck up.
Really?
Because they could have said it about a satellite or like a brilliant aerial. We've now reached the centre of the
But
universe, and it
is
could have been like an in joke.
Yeah.
It could be anywhere.
Is it the centre of the universe depending on each individual? Because to me, right now, I am in the centre of the universe. To
Yeah.
you, you're in the centre of the
Well,
universe.
it betrays your selfishness, but yeah. Of course, you're one of the most
Stood in
selfish
the middle
people
of
I
it,
know.
and it's so big. You could
Yeah,
be
it's
the centre.
how you're experiencing it, so everything is out from you, isn't
Well,
it?
it has no
Fantastic.
end, does it? It has no sort of like.
I think it's infinite. The
It has no walls. So no matter where you stand in it, you're surrounded by the same amount of empty space as the next person.
Nice.
So even if I was on Mars right now, I'd still be in the centre of the universe.
Your corpse
Yeah.
would be in the centre of the universe.
Yeah.
There's a film coming out with Matt Damon, I think, called The Martian. It's based on a book. Ken,
Yes.
you aware of it?
Yeah.
The author?
Uh,
Sorry, that was the
No.
ISBN number then. Just
what if I said the word everything?
Fleetwood Mac song maybe.
Is it?
It's not even that.
they're not everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere. But everything, what everything? Just no.
Well,
That's
be
too
with
vast.
you,
That is.
everything.
That's more vast than saying universe. You can't
Is
say
it?
that.
Yeah, because you have to actually
'Cause
like,
that's
put
just-
things in.
That's everything.
Order
That's
and-
just like objects.
You have to
and
name everything.
humans
When you say everything,
and
it's different to describing the
matter.
universe.
You think every thing, like you think a thought is a thing? Would you count every thought, every contemplation?
No, but I'd count thought as a thing. Not every single thought, but just the concept of a thought as a thing.
And there has been more, or there will be other things, in as much as everything that exists now at this second didn't exist 10 years ago, so to speak. You see
That's
what I'm
right.
getting at?
Even the skin on your body, mate, is
So
only
in
about
terms of,
4
like-
years old.
In terms of the time,
It's true, though, isn't it?
The cells in your body replenish. You're about at any time between 8 and 11 years old, I think. Your actual physical self, the cells
Wow.
that make you up.
What do you know?
in the centre of the universe.
And when you shave, just think of it as a percentage.
Yeah.
All the way.
Yeah, yeah.
It's the only way I get around shaving. The
I'll
most
never
boring
shave again.
task of an adult human male or female.
You're never shaving
So
again.
we change form every day.
Yeah,
It's like, you know.
No, he gets a guy to shave him now.
yeah, I bet. With
Yeah,
his
he
with, it,
does.
with, it, with his business.
You do,
Jose.
don't you?
No.
Don't you get a guy to cut that beard now?
No.
Yeah, you said you popped in to see Simon and he did.
No, not really. He
Looks
just
good,
kind
mate.
of
Looks well
goes
sculpted,
around
your
like-
beard.
No, he doesn't really do He hardly does.
Bullshit.
anything.
He goes around and you pointed at your
Yeah.
lips.
You go
If
into
the hairdresser
the
goes
shop.
anywhere lower than your fucking
No, he
eyebrows.
gets all the odd hairs that are around where my beard starts. He doesn't even get.
That's shaving you, mate.
No,
That's-
he gets the little hairs, tiny little hairs on my cheek, like where my beard.
But not where you
starts.
want to keep your beard. Is
Yeah,
that what you're
yeah,
saying?
he shaves everything away from where you actually want to grow the beard. In a neat way, he trims a line through your hair that goes on your face, and then he cuts under like that.
So your beard looks more defined in its beard shape.
Yeah,
He's just
yeah.
going to do the beard. He's not a prick about it.
No,
No,
he just does
because that's
the-
my
the
job.
hair
I
that
do the
goes on
beard.
your-
Yeah, that's
he
a
does
shame.
what's
He
just outside of the beard area.
Is that how you get around paying
He
it?
covers
Is
the
that how you
rim.
get around
the
paying
rim
him
of
10
the
quid
beard.
instead of 8?
Yeah, yeah,
I didn't really shave my beard, did you, mate? You shaved around my beard.
Yeah,
Well, 9 quid then. 8 quid is the
yeah.
haircut,
Yeah,
and that is
yeah.
hair.
We thought we should maybe ask you what you think the answer is to the ultimate question of life, the universe, and everything. And so far, you've given us a lizard emerging from an egg
Yeah.
and flying off into a cold-blooded lizard in a cold, heartless universe where things die.
So maybe use that imagery when you are setting up a new religion. So you've got the opportunity, Antonio, to set up a new religion. You've got to think about the tenets, what you want people to do, what you want them to not do. Any foods that are out of order?
Yeah, saturated foods with saturated fat in it.
Right, whoa.
And
This is your first act as supreme
Fuck me, yes.
supreme general of this,
Well,
of
this
this
is the
new
thing.
religion.
People aren't happy with the answer. People are looking for
Right.
meaning in their lives, aren't they? People are looking for an answer, to things like, what is this? Why are we here? Is there an
Yeah.
afterlife? Do we need to live a moral life? What is our
People-
moral code? You know what I
People
mean?
yearn for it so much that they're willing to take
Is
meaning
there
from,
any
from
meaning?
patterns
Yeah.
and straw and
And so
tea
people
leaves.
think. So people are disappointed to hear that, 42 is the answer to the ultimate question of life, the universe, and everything.
What's the answer to the
So
ultimate
they're looking to
question,
you. They're looking to you, Tone, to tell them.
Great leader, how do I act? How do I act a moral life? How do I lead a moral life?
I think you should measure a certain act by how much joy, happiness, and laughter that brings to people around you and yourself. Anything that can create happiness, peace, laughter, and joy is the correct thing. Anything outside of that, anything that can create sadness, grief, stress, anger,
Anything.
yeah, is
What
not.
about death?
Not
But
to be done.
death, leader, death will still happen, won't it?
Yeah, but that's that. But then,
Are you saying if we join your religion, we won't
That's-
die?
All hail, immortal leader.
No, we will die, but the key is to be ready for
What's this
death.
all about? I thought you said we wouldn't die.
No, we die. Of course, we die. But
Okay,
we move
every-
on.
okay.
We move on. Don't ever let any other religion tell you to be buried in a box of any
Right.
sort.
Second rule.
Do not
Right.
be burnt.
Yeah.
Do not be cremated.
Right.
What?
Do not allow for
Why
any-
not?
What,
Why
what,
not?
should, what should happen to us when we die?
We
then?
should just be buried in the ground,
My
or
dad
chucked
was a
in the
vampire.
ocean,
What if I want to...
whole as we are.
Not a vampire, I meant a Viking.
We
Okay.
didn't come from the flames. We
Right,
came
but I'm
from-
alive, so how do I live a moral life? You said nothing causes grief will happen, but what? And then we asked about death. So maybe revise that one, Lord.
What? What you want me to revise?
How do I lead a moral life?
Well, just making people happy,
Right.
caring for people.
Okay.
You said that
Enjoy
you were
to
the
people
center
around
of the universe.
Yeah, I am.
So that would be a good reason for me to follow you, I suppose.
Any foods we shouldn't eat, Lord?
Yes. Don't eat anything with bad shit in it.
Bad shit. I never eat stuff with shit in it, Lord.
Yeah. I
kind
do
of
sometimes,
up-
but I'll stop now.
It's okay to eat naughty things as long as you eat them.
You're gonna have to be more specific, Lord.
Yeah.
As long as you have a
Do
well
you mean
balanced
babies?
Well balanced diet. What on a seesaw, Lord? What foods are we allowed to eat and what foods are we not allowed to eat? Can we just eat everything? Is that fine?
Don't eat beef jerkies
Why not? I love beef jerky.
because they're dirty. Because there's no need for them to be dry. Don't eat anything that's dry. Right, okay, I'm gonna get into the swing of this now. Don't eat anything that's too dry. Make sure it's
Too
quite
dry.
moist.
Define too
Always,
dry.
What about
always,
biscuits?
always make sure there's herbs in it or some sort of spices, of salt or sugar. If you have a biscuit, make sure it's got something stuffed in it or something plonked on top of it, because then it'll taste better.
This is really specific, Lord. We've gone past the moral life and everything. And it's about stuff like that.
Can I murder my mate?
Always eat meat with the skin on. Don't waste the skin.
What, the furry skin?
No, get rid of the fur.
right?
Well, don't get rid of it yourself. That would be a bit weird. Let someone who's professional and experienced in skin.
I think.
But I thought you said we were supposed to make everyone happy all the time. Why would anyone ever want to skin hair off something? Surely that task won't be done
Well, if
now.
it makes them happy, it's okay.
Doesn't make the rabbit happy.
No.
Thou shall not steal unless you really, really have to.
Wonderful, man.
Unless you're trying to feed your children and some government is telling you that you can't, have this thing because you can't afford it. So steal it anyway because you're in your right to survive as a human being.
Steal food to feed your family.
Uh,
Steal food to feed your family. Don't steal a sports car. No one needs that. Don't steal things you don't need.
I think we can get behind that.
Yeah.
I'm all behind that, man. It's a fucking sensible one.
Do not live your life by my teachings just because I've told you to. Feel it. Feel it in your heart. Question me all the time. Make sure you know why I'm asking you to do this. Make sure you know why you've decided to live your life.
This
like
is weirdly brilliant
Get
cult
better.
leader.
Yeah,
It
get
is.
better.
I'm not here to force you to do anything. I'm here to make you think for yourself.
To make you.
Under the symbol of the cracked eggshell.
Yeah. Amazing. Right, so think for yourself.
Look after nature and others around you.
Mm-hmm.
Dispose of any of your rubbish.
The bins provided.
Provided by your
Adam and Eve and some bins like fucking. When Noah was on the ark, there was just shitloads of bins just floating along.
You did a lot of
Only-
recycling though, Noah. So
Yeah,
fair
it was
play
very
to
good
him.
of him. Like.
Only eat fish or meat if you know exactly where it was captured from and how it was killed.
Ridiculous laws.
If
Yeah.
you bought it from someone else, then make sure you meet up with the person that killed it.
Oh,
Personally
for
killed
fuck's
it.
sake.
So you can ask.
There's quite a lot
Lord,
of us
Lord,
here.
Lord.
Lord.
I
There's
live,
quite a lot.
I live 200 miles from the sea,
Yeah.
and these fish are imported anyway.
Do I have to go and meet the man who made these
Seek your
noodles,
local
Lord?
river for whatever life might be in that river that you can.
Johnny's trolleys and tadpoles.
Seek
Ah.
ponds, rivers, and lakes if you don't live near the ocean, my son.
Seek ponds.
Nice. I like the way this is going.
All right. Okay.
All right, next
so
rule, Lord.
right. Okay. So yeah.
The only way to know what is edible is to try it once first.
There's a lot of food-related ones, my lord.
What's
We're all right
Sorry,
with
sorry,
food
yeah,
now.
let me get away
Stop
from
with
Yeah.
the food. Right.
Yeah.
You do
Let
great.
me ask this then, okay? Just I want to take a slight detour because you mentioned Noah and things. Where do you stand on that? Not Noah specifically, but like, why does the universe exist? What happened? What's the creation myth? Tell us the answer. Like what, you know?
It happened because one day I decided it would be good to
Okay.
It happened because I was a bit bored. And I was on my own basically.
Where were you?
And I was thinking about, I was in Dan's flat. I was on my own in Dan's flat. The podcast had come to an end all of a sudden during like episode 42. For some reason they asked me this question, then they just disappeared from the room. I was left alone on just the sofa that we sat on. Nothing else was left in the flat. Not even my friends. They'd gone. And I looked out the window and there was just nothing. It was just a black empty space, and it was down to me to try and start something new. And that's why we're now here and things are better than what they
Oh,
were. when
cheers,
I was-
mate. Thanks.
Oh, my
thanks,
God.
man.
Yeah, dude, that was amazing.
What happened there?
I don't know, man. I feel different somehow. I
Yeah,
feel
weird.
like
I feel like I've been somewhere, but I know that this is the exact point at which we left the conversation.
yeah. Suddenly I feel like my job is just all about making people happy and
Oh my
Yeah,
God,
yeah,
you're-
well,
making people feel better.
You know, from what I'm recalling now in my subconscious, that you had the chance to sort of redo everything and you put everything back exactly the way it was.
No, that's how you perceive it. It's like a sort of matrix.
Oh, right, of course. Nice
It's
job.
not right. It's
So-
how you see it. It's because you haven't opened your mind. You need to
Excellent.
wake up. You
What
need
would
to wake
happen
up.
if I opened my mind?
Oh mate, it'd be beautiful.
Yeah.
There'd be like naked women floating around on like flying goldfish.
Or give me a knife. Let's open his mind.
Yeah.
Naked women
Mate, look
flying
how
around
tiny,
on
mate.
goldfish.
There'll be just children like playing with flowers. The flowers will be dancing with them, and
The two images you've associated together are a bit close together.
Yeah, I know.
for my
It's the
liking, like.
weirdest kids show
Yeah,
ever.
yeah, you've gone straight from naked ladies.
Yeah, too much.
Mate, there'll
Naked women, naked seraphim,
there'll be
and then
islands
kids
and
picking flowers.
just loads of islands surrounded by loads of ocean, loads of lovely boats with like.
And this is the
families
paradise
living
you
on
promise
boats.
us if we subscribe to your doctrine.
No, you get whatever paradise you would like. I can make that happen.
Round it up.
What are you called? What's the?
Yeah, what
what's
are we
the
called?
religion
What are, are we called Tonites?
Oh, what could
Tonians?
Tone lovers.
Fuck. Before we finish up with Ken's literary salon, want to talk a little bit about last weekend and the fact that San Diego Comic-Con was on, and we've seen some shit up trailers in the last week. Superman vs Batman, 3.5 minute number.
Cool.
Yeah.
We know why there's so much death and destruction.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
In Man of Steel. Totally vindicated. Because he's got to answer for that shit.
Nope.
What?
Nope.
What?
No.
What do you mean?
Nope.
Offer me something better then.
Coming up with an excuse for something that was an accident is not okay or good.
What do you mean?
That wasn't intentional. No fucking way. They picked up on the note that everyone said, well, that was fucking ridiculous. That would have killed millions of people. And then they were like, right, we've got to fucking fix this before we make Batman.
No way. All planned.
Definitely, nah, fuck you, no way.
Saying those where the stories weren't planned in advance. Yeah, most death, mate.
Nah.
No, it was going all the
What
way.
kills everyone?
Superman and
Superman.
Zod. In Man of Steel, they
yeah.
fly through buildings, petrol stations go up. You know, people
The
complain.
new
It's like,
trailer for Superman v Batman seems like the plot of that movie is going to be about Superman being held accountable for all these dead people and destroyed cities, but you're also going to see that Bruce Wayne was in Metropolis, and this sort of central conflict between Batman and Superman seems like it's going to be about, you know, you're too powerful, how dare you do this, the collateral damage from this is
That's quite cool.
insane.
yeah, man, fucking great.
Yeah.
I like that.
God, I'm fucking.
I
looking
thought
forward to
Batman's
it,
whole premise was that he thought Superman has too much power, and anyone who has too much power will eventually turn bad.
Well, there's that to it as
So
well.
what's Superman's
sort of
jit
what
with Batman
Batman's
then?
kind
Well, no, but
of-
I think it's more
I
like
was trying to kick his ass.
It's what he puts on is an exterior.
So it's more
suit.
Batman having a problem with Superman, and Superman hasn't really got much jit with Batman other than the fact that he's on his ass.
no, that's the interesting thing. I think that Batman's point is that, look, even if you're trying to do good, then it's still fucking too much.
You need to leave our planet. You need to go and
I
protect
think
another
so.
planet.
But interestingly, there's also a tiny bit in the trailer of, you know, Superman as Clark Kent, as the reporter for the Daily Planet, like writing about the Batman and having like a problem with him.
Yeah.
You know, so it's kind of like
What?
Have
This
you
isn't
seen,
about Clark Kent versus the Batman.
Why can't Superman just
Yeah.
get a woman from Earth, take her to Kryptonia, whatever it's called,
Yeah, Kryptonian.
Doesn't
Yeah.
it doesn't
that
exist.
planet? Yeah, well, go to another planet, shag her, start a new species of
Shag a
sort of
lifeless
half-
corpse after
half-
space.
half human, half Kryptonian.
No, keep going. So she has babies, and then what happens?
Yeah, and then they all like have powers and that, and he starts his own like little planet, and he can just.
So but where what? So he brings more people from Earth.
No, they just all. No,
Oh shit.
they're just one family, aren't they?
Oh,
But,
shit.
what, so they just have one family and then they die up on
No,
there.
no. Obviously, he's got to have some girls and boys, and then they have to like have sex, and then they got to start a new like.
What? So she
planet.
has to have a boy and a girl, and then what?
Yeah.
And then what?
Oh yeah, but
Super
they
incest.
don't grow up as brother and sister. They separate them at birth, so they put them on different sides of the planet. So that and then they get them to meet one day.
Sides of the
And then they
planet.
get them to meet one day, and they say, "Oh look, oh you're a boy." Oh,
Oh, yeah,
What? They're not shocked that this other person's been on Mars for this whole time.
well, no, because the other.
And then what though? And then what? And then they have a baby. Do you know what
She's
happens
just gotta
if
keep having
two
kids
people
after
who are
kids.
biologically siblings have a baby together?
Not always, but
Wow.
No, not if you're super.
It won't always happen.
yeah.
But then
no,
at least you've got your villains. Superman will have villains then. Then you'll have other villains to face. Then you won't have to come to Earth.
Yeah, no, you're right.
In this scenario,
that's-
sounds like Superman is the villain. Like it's got a Fritzl written all over it.
How on earth, forgive the pun, did we just leap? Well, I know exactly. Your brilliant mind. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Fucking.
No, you're right. That is the better film, though. You're right. Snyder's fucking Mr. Trick there.
Yeah.
Twat.
Yeah.
What else happened at Comic Con? Oh yeah, Suicide Squad trailer came out as well.
Yeah.
You're not impressed?
No, mate. Dark images. Like, it's a fucking replica of the Batman and Superman trailer. It's the same.
Okay.
And Jared Leto as the Joker. Boom.
Not happy with that.
Fuck that.
Thought you looked okay.
Nah, fucking hell.
Oh man.
Dude, he looks like a 16-year-old emo child has entered his design for Joker into a competition, and that's the one that they fucking went with.
Oh
It's
no.
why not?
That sounds
dude.
shit.
It's
We've seen-
shit, mate. He looks shit.
we've
It's too
seen-
soon. It's not over Heath Ledger's Joker. Leave it there. Stop fucking recreating films. Stop fucking dragging characters from every fucking place on earth you can and spitting them out and chewing them up and fucking them up. Leave the action fucking hero franchises alone. Just for a year.
No.
Just for a year or two.
No.
Fuck Ant-Man. Fuck.
How have you seen the trailer for
Yes,
Ant-Man?
I've fucking seen the shitty fucking trailer for what's
Legging
banging
it out the barrel of a gun.
Fuck the new Spider-Man that's coming out.
Mate, this is what people want. Comic readers want to see this stuff. Like,
Well, certain people
happening,
don't want to
moving.
see their fucking characters mauled and molested.
I think there is an issue with the design of a lot of these Suicide Squad characters.
Yeah, there
They
is,
look-
mate.
They
The
look
characters,
very.
yeah, shit.
They don't look like the Harley Quinn. I hate
No,
it. She doesn't look right. It just,
No.
They look like toys. They look like sort of action figures that you'd see of them.
yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, man. But I'm gonna see it. I'm gonna look forward to it.
It looked better. I was more impressed than I thought I would be from the pictures and things of them. I was like, this is going to be absolute shit.
Yeah,
but the
man.
trailer, I was
The
like,
Will
well,
Smith over the top of it with
better.
some kind of Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poo in it, not watching
Will
it.
Smith. Oh, you're
Fuck
not
it.
watching it?
No, I don't think so. I probably will. I will.
Yeah, you
I
can't
think
have a
you
go
will,
at it unless you fucking
because
watch
it is one of those
double pass.
universe building things. Because obviously Batman is in it. He's
Yeah.
in the trailer. We know that
Yeah.
he's there. Yeah, I think you might. I think you might end up watching it.
I think I will end up watching it.
That's what you're really annoyed about, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
I think it's going to be shit, and I
Yeah, it
resent
is.
the
And
fact
leave
I'm
Star
actually
Wars
gonna
alone as
watch
well.
it.
Stop what you're doing right now. Just leave it alone.
Ooh,
Wow,
that looks.
that's enough.
That could be
That
classy.
is enough from you, Justin Cliff.
I
Do
think,
you agree?
No,
you don't
mate, I
agree.
think
Of course
people-
you
I
don't.
think-
Of course he doesn't agree, because he would do. You'd have any film that they put out about Star Wars,
Yep.
any old shit, like fucking.
people
Like
are
one of the
hungry for
Wookiees,
more.
a sideline story, 2.5 hours long, and,
Probably
and
gonna-
all it does is
Oh,
scrabble
that'd be
around
awesome.
the dirt and bury its own shit and dig
Oh,
up
that'd be
food that
awesome.
it dug down like a year ago and hibernate and shit.
Oh,
You'd
that
watch
sounds
that movie.
wicked. That sounds
Wookiees,
awesome.
we know, can be qualified pilots, so I don't think they're going to be burying their shit all about. They're probably going to be fucking...
What are the little ones that fucking run about and throw
Ewoks.
spit? Them then.
Also,
No, they
excellent
don't need
match.
shit.
One of them that's had a rock thrown at its head.
Mate,
That's the sideline story of how that lives on.
people are hungry for more. They're
Yeah, of
hungry
course
for
they
more
are.
shit.
Of course they are. More shit. Yeah, hungry for more
I
shit.
gotta be honest, I
so
think-
just churn it out,
No,
fling it all over.
You are
I think
so
if any of
wrong,
them,
man,
I
about
think if
Star
any of
Wars.
them are going to be good, I think it's the Star Wars film. I think J.J. Abrams.
Yeah, I fucking
He's
love
the
the Star
fucking
Trek
man
film,
to
so
do
I've got to
it.
shut
Yeah.
my mouth a little bit.
That's what
Do
I
you
mean.
know what
If
George
anyone's going
Lucas
to do a
did
solid
with
job,
all of the money that Disney paid in for Star Wars?
Yeah,
Yeah.
built a solid gold house.
No, he fucking gave it all to charity.
Did he really?
All of it.
That's all.
The
No.
So,
billions.
have I got a nomination for Hero of the Week? No, because he's a cunt. Because he's fucking sold us.
Yeah.
It
What a
doesn't matter.
waste.
All the children he saved.
What a
He
waste!
could have made another trilogy.
He can
They
do
are
that
making-
anyway.
They're making more than a trilogy. There's like spin-off.
That's
films
the
and
money
everything.
that they paid him to do that. Why would he then spend that on doing that?
Are you going to do a good job? Well, yeah, we've got all the...
I'm going to go in competition with you with the money you gave me. What? I gave 320 million.
Yeah.
It's interesting. It's
War
from the,
Stars.
you think-
George Lucas, independent
War
project.
Stars.
there was the clip from the Sherlock, what we think's going to be the Christmas special.
Oh,
you
yeah,
see
the
this?
classical one. Yeah,
Yeah,
it looks
yeah.
good.
Set
Which-
in Victorian
I
London.
saw them
Yeah.
filming it in Bristol when we were there in February.
I watched a few of the old episodes back. The last one of the first series, when they introduced Andrew Scott's Moriarty, and I watched the last one, the Reichenbach Fall episode, the last one, the second series, and then I watched the third series. I just kind of had them on until I got to the bit when they all sort of pass out at his parents' house. Because I think that's the bit from then on that I think it goes absolutely shit.
Yeah.
And that's what I got a real problem with. And I thought, well, actually, if they're all sort of drugged and knocked out, maybe one of them's dreaming this. And the shit, the nonsense that happened at the end of the episode. Because up until then, I think it's fucking brilliant.
Yeah, man.
But-
Stunning. Absolutely brilliant.
But anything after that, when he sort of drugs them, and
Oh, no,
Kind
it
of
will
he
have
goes
something
off
to do
and
with that.
shit.
It must do.
I
Yeah,
hope so.
exactly.
I hope so.
Yeah, spoilers. Sherlock Holmes fucking kills a guy because he outsmarts him at the end.
Which is nonsense.
Yeah,
But
no way.
yeah, I've become an internet theorist. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna, yeah. I might start writing blog posts for the website and just
Yeah, man.
just put them up. Ken's theories on.
That would be excellent as an addition to our website. You'll be able to visit very, very soon. www.thelast7podcast.com.
What?
Yeah, concise, sweet. Might add to your blog post with a bit of Ken's Literary Salon, which we will open the old oak door to now. Step through to the smell of coffee, cigarettes. There's a cat on the table. No one seems to care. There's a guy talking about a book. Chimenea burning slowly in the corner.
His slippers on his feet.
Warm ale being handed around.
Pipe. Smoking a pipe.
I don't smoke
Massive.
and I don't drink alcohol either.
I didn't say it was
This
being
has
handed around to
nothing to
you.
do with
I didn't say it
you.
was being handed around to you. I
Just
said
giving
in
it
the
to
salon,
all your
the audience
listeners.
were having one beer passed around to them. You don't
Right,
drink or
sorry,
smoke.
sorry.
You're giving it to all your listeners that come over to your salon.
A book of plays by Philip Ridley. We've talked about this before when I
Are
read
these short
that.
plays? Are they like short plays or something? Or
You bored, are you, mate?
No, I think he's
I'm
impressed
just
with how much
no,
Ken's
I'm
read.
I
just
see.
curious to know. Yeah, how much
I don't know
he's
what
read.
constitutes a short play. They're about
No, they're
100
not.
pages
They're-
each?
But some of them are like one acts, but they're substantial. They're like an hour and a
Yeah.
half. Or
Oh
something.
right.
yeah, they're all pretty.
Yeah.
Well, it's that, but the introduction to the collection. There's 3 plays, and the introduction to the collection. The introduction itself is about 150 pages. Also by Philip Ridley.
Oh,
And then in the back there are some monologues from his first exhibition. The titles are, it's Plays 1, I'm going to buy Plays 2, the second collection. But Plays 1 it's The Pitchfork Disney,
Yeah.
The Fastest Clock in the Universe, and Ghost from a Perfect Place.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the 3 plays. Now, the first thing, the main thing for me, right, the introduction to this collection is the best introduction I've ever read to anything,
Oh.
right? It's not an introduction that's like, oh, when I was first started out writing, I was doing this, or indeed like, oh, Philip Ridley is a significant playwright, and he does. You know, it's like, it's autobiography, but written in a sort of stripped down prose, really super heavy on the dialogue style. It's just cut into short. Chapters, I guess. Some of them are a few lines long. Some of them are like a few pages long. This stuff from his childhood. It's like, rather than just telling you the story, like for example, there's a sequence whereby there's a sort of an abandoned house in his street with loads of like bugs in it and stuff, and him and his mate go and like capture bugs and kill them and stuff.
Yeah.
Because when he's about 7, and then he's in there on his own later on, and it's like
Sounds like
that-
my newspaper. One of
that
my
could-
articles in my newspaper. This
it's that kind of
One
late
about it.
late afternoon, you know what I mean? Like that late summer afternoon feeling. It really captures mood well. It's got that sort of feeling, and he's in there, and there's like an old dresser, and there's like makeup in there, and he's like paints makeup on himself and looks really freakish, and like he's like catching bugs and killing bugs, and just I think he makes a necklace of like dead flies on it and stuff, and he's in there, and it's like, oh, I feel totally right, and it follows. It's episodic like that, and follows him right up through going to art school. You know how he got into art school. He goes to St Martin's, and how he meets this guy Dom, who's becomes really close friend. He's sort of in love with him, and it's like they have a really intense, not a sexual relationship, but almost like a sort of artistic relationship where they're bouncing off each other. Like one guy, Dominic, makes sculptures. He's like doing drawings, and he writes these monologues, and he writes these short stories, and he's taking photographs, and he just this as if super creative person, you know, and they're really feeding off each other's creativity. And so it's like, oh yeah, your sculptures, I could do some drawings of them, or and call them this, and then we'll make this, and it feeds on, and they end up doing a show together, and then he finds out Dominic's got like a girlfriend who's like pregnant, and you know, a lot of sort of things unravel. But
So key moments just goes through like key moments, and then like his
builds and really intensely. It's like proper storytelling. You know what I mean? It's not. There's no real like, okay, I'm gonna set the scene now in big sets of descriptive language. It just unfolds. You know, as life does, I guess. And it's a proper, really good reflection of that. But the reason it's such a good introduction is that the 3 plays in the volume are all set in the East End of London, where he's from. They're all kind of like domestic scenes essentially. Mm-hmm. The second one is dedicated to that guy. Dominic something's his name, so I'm assuming he's the same person. And there's a few things in there whereby, from reading the introduction, you can see how he's sort of taken events from his life or situations that he's experienced and sort of translated them for the stage and sort of translated them into art. And it's the fact that he did that through story rather than just explaining it or having like someone else explain it. Do you know what I mean? So it's like rather than your kind of like sort of dry academic contextualization, which would be, oh, Philip Ridley grew up in the East End of London, and we can see the influence of this from the Times, and it, you know, it's not like, oh, what were the mid to late 80s like in London, in the East End of London, and you know, so I mean, there's a thing with I think it's when he later on he goes to Dom's house, he's back living with his parents, and he goes to visit him, and his grand's there, and she's asleep. When she wakes up, she starts talking about the East End and the craze and stuff, and it's like Goes From a Perfect Place is entirely about this. It's a 2-act play, and there's this woman in her flat, and this old guy comes to the door, and it's like he's met her granddaughter, and it's basically like he's agreed with her, he's going to come round and pay her for sex, the granddaughter. But when he gets there, the mum, like, she eventually recognises him, and it's like, oh, you're Travis Flood, like this old East End gangster who was about, and he's lived abroad, and it's like the glamour, and it's like, I think it's called Goes From a Perfect Place because they talk about, oh, the heyday, and back in the heyday, the East End was this, and it was amazing, and, you know, blah, 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 and whereas he's, like, tried to cut out a lot of these memories of these things he did. But you can almost see it from the conversation with the old lady, like Dominic's grandmother, but it's never like stated as if like, oh, this is the influence for this, or the fact she mentions Reggie Cray, and of course Philip Ridley later wrote the screenplay for the film The Craze.
Yeah.
There's none of that. Do you know what I mean? And so what I'm really hoping, and I don't know if this is right, but I'm going to order the second volume of plays because I noticed on the cover on Amazon it says with an introduction by the author, and I'm hoping that if
It's
there's
different.
that, like if there's a set of these, it might follow on. As in, you know, this seems to get into a place whereby he's done, like the 3 monologues in the back are from the first show, and in the introductory sort of narrative, there's talk of them being performed there and stuff, and the feedback he gets. Because that's how he gets into theatre, because it's like Dom's girlfriend, she like an actress, and she got friends where she works who went to drama school, and she performs one of the monologues, and she gets this like theatre director she knows to come along, and then that's how he gets in. He does I can't remember what it is, I think it's Midsummer Night's Dream, and they do some Shakespeare production she's doing, and she gets him to do the poster, and then she does another one and gets him to do like design the set for things, and that was his introduction, his way into it, I think. So that essentially what I'm hoping for is you get like a set of these collections of plays, but you probably get an autobiography written in this brilliant fashion that contextualizes everything in a really wonderful way. Partly because it's implicit, not explicit, so a lot of it is stuff that I've just inferred. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh, that's the influence of that, but who knows? Yeah, I think that the whole, it was a joy to read, really, the whole collection. And I'm really, quite happy, because I'd never heard of him before when you mentioned him. Yeah, I think he writes, he has a real sort of, fascination with the visceral, with blood and gore and bugs and filth, you know, and real specific, sort of iconography. I mean, the 3 plays in the volume, they're basically set in the same place. The stage set description at the beginning is almost identical.
Yeah, really.
Yeah. There's always it's a room in the East End of London, and there's 2 doors. One goes to a bedroom, one goes to a corridor with another door, and then there's a downstairs bit that goes to another flat. It's always exactly the same. So
That's
we'll see.
interesting.
Stunning, man.
Yeah, so I've talked on and
That was good.
Talked wonderfully, mate, about Philip Ridley, so good enough for you, man.
Yeah.
Excellent salon. Today the Horizon probe reaches Pluto. You see that? It's advertised pretty heavily. It's been travelling for 9.5 years.
it's the Google
Isn't it last
graphic,
week this happened?
No, this happened today.
Last week.
This happened today.
this morning.
How far away do you think Pluto is?
300,000 kilometers.
It's taken 9.5 years, the Horizon probe, and because Pluto is 4.7 billion kilometers away. It's
You wasn't far off though.
No, you weren't too far off, to be fair. Yeah, because Pluto's no longer a planet. It's classified as a minor planet in like 2002, I think. And it's actually part of what astronomers call the third zone. You've got the first zone, which is like earthy rocky planets. Second zone, gas giants. Third zone, Pluto, and like this thing called the Kuiper belt or something like that.
Isn't it the Kuiper belt?
Oh, the Kuiper belt. Sorry,
I think
my
that's
bad.
how you
I
say it.
took an L in there for no reason. The Kuiper belt, and there's probably best
Unless
estimates.
I'm wrong.
No, that sounds about right. I think it's Kuiper. Yeah, you're right.
Isn't it weird, right? That they think that they know that Jupiter is made up of gas, even though they can only get so close to it with telescopes. They've never actually been like that close to it. They've never like shot a probe into it or anything like that, right? What if it was like just like a big thick layer of smoke, and then underneath that smoke inside was like an Earth?
It
with
would like
living things.
the temperature would like be different, and it would like behave loads
How do they
differently.
know the temperature?
Because it behaves like a big ball of gas, like a big ball of gas would.
Saturn then. Couldn't they make like
Is there heat
a
coming
big
from inside it?
sphere? Put all of the yeah,
Go
fuck
on.
it.
You took,
Give it an orbit. No, bear with me on this one.
give
Okay.
it.
No, okay, not a sphere, not a sphere.
Okay.
A big flat platform.
Okay.
Put all life on it, like a river, and like
A
animals,
giraffe.
grass, sand,
A
and all that
cow.
sort of stuff, right? Give it like an ecosystem. Start it off with some stuff. No, don't. No, yeah, start it off with some stuff.
Right.
Like bacteria and germs and stuff.
Right.
And then put it up there and use it like
wait.
like a time capsule.
Yeah.
So then like every million years you go and visit it and see how life has evolved.
Yeah, you would see you would see something. You're right. But every million years.
Why would you need to build the platform and put it up?
Because I thought if you built a sphere,
I
you
said
could send it up
Jupiter.
there, but it wouldn't have a
Yeah, but you could just do that. You could just build a box in the garden and do it in there.
Yeah.
box in the garden.
Couldn't you?
No, could you?
Yeah,
Why
just
not?
put bacteria in a
platform in the garden. You know.
No, no.
Why-
Expose
I'm
it to the
asking
same
why-
conditions as
why
this.
does that
It wouldn't work because you put it in space, a big flat platform that's fucking freezing cold.
Yeah, and then
No,
It's got
it'd
no
be- it'd be
atmosphere,
a similar
you
distance
fucking
from the
mong.
sun from us. We'd have to give it a fucking globe of atmosphere.
Create a
glass.
planet
Yeah.
on Earth.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then send it up there and see it.
We
there.
could do that. We just rebuild this one piece by piece and just move people over slowly. With that big ceremony as they
idea,
become
is it?
equal size.
Hey, the only problem is if he puts it in a box in his back garden, they'll just end up shitting in it afterwards. So not a good
Life
idea.
is being created there.
It's probably happening now.
Yeah.
It's doing
Okay,
it
oh
hard.
shit! Oh god,
Yeah.
something's come over me. Oh god! Oh
Yeah,
god! I have to just
I
go
tell
on
you
my
what,
box.
mate. That is. You've probably done this already.
I think that's the meaning of the universe. We've worked it out.
Yeah.
Billions and billions and billions and billions of years ago, I shit in a box in my garden, and it's still there, and we're all living inside of it.
Unless
Amazing.
when Tone recreated the universe from scratch, that's one of the the details that he edited. So
yeah.
that,
Well, I'm a different branch of
box
a new
of sh-
religion, my
the
friend.
box of shame.
If you want to
isn't-
join the box of shame religion, become one with the shame. Feel embarrassment. That's what I'm all about.
Life finds a way. And with that, I'd like to thank my co-participants for this week: Antonio Romola,
Thank you.
Justin Cliff,
Sorry, I was zoned out.
and Ken Trainer.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Remember, you can get in touch with us. Email us, thelast7podcast@gmail.com, or follow us on Twitter @thelast7.
Dude, this will be the only one where I don't end with my signature. No, thank you, Riley.
Alright, okay.
You'll be alright.
That's a signature.
That's my signature.
That's news to me, mate.
Really?
I didn't realise it was a signature. Really?
Thank you, Riley. Nah, thanks to you, mate. Thank you, Riley. Thanks, mate. Thanks, Riley, mate.